as above as below. Now think about it. Wind is flowing in one direction. For example, if you're going in that direction, all you have to do is just position your sails so that it catches the full force of the wind. You would go in the same direction, approximately the same speed as the wind. Now the project comes in 3 phases. Stage 1 of the plan is to build a 1/8 scale model of the airship, or the Skysail. For experimentation, the concept is valid, it's good on paper. But I learned a long time ago that the best well-laid plans will never survive out in the field. Now, one of the things we'll be looking for is stability, maneuverability, how it handles itself in the air, that sort of thing. Now, one of the things that we'll also be demonstrating is the feasibility of an airborne wind turbine concept. Now, that concept can be approached 2 ways. One would be to carry the turbines themselves on board the airship. The other would be to leave the turbines on the ground and then just connect it to the airship with a cable, so that as the airship moves away from the ground station, it pulls on the cable, which pulls from a drum which is connected to the generator. In that way, we generate energy. Now, the planned ground side is to simply mount a generator assembly. Now, it may be fixed or mobile. Now, the assembly itself is composed simply of a cable drum / winch, and then there's a retractor mechanism which would kick in when the skyship starts its return trip. Now, it would reverse and counter-rotate the drum, wheeling in the cable. Now, this would also incidentally allow the gearbox to switch the axle, allowing the generator to be driven without pause, so it will continue generating electricity regardless of whether the sail is approaching or going away from the generator station. And then there's the gearbox, the housing, and then finally the generator will be connected as shown. Now, critical at this stage is information gathering, telemetry. That's why the scale model would be big enough and would carry gas elements enough to be able to carry an instrument package. Telemetry for distance traveled, altitude, direction, that sort of thing. Now, this is some expensive stuff. That's why throughout this whole stage of experimentation, while that airship or scale model of an airship is out there, it'll be tethered and cabled to the ground. It's a balloon after all. Now, if the funding is very successful and allows us to proceed to phase 2 and phase 3, we will see the actual construction of the Skysail itself. To note though that the airship itself will not be carrying any fuel on board, but what it will do though is carry batteries, which will be rechargeable from an onboard wind turbine. That's the whole concept. In conclusion, the rethinking of what an airship is, its redesign described here in this project, represents the merest fraction of its potential should you wish to fund this project to its logical conclusion. When we consider the global problems of pollution and the global economy still dependent on fossil fuels, the promise of harvesting energy from a clean source become all the more inviting and morally responsible. Because we do this not just for us, the now, but also for our future generations. It is a promise, it is a moral obligation for our future generations. This concludes my proposal. Thank you for your attention.